Emotional cinematic music begins softly. Visual, a dark screen fades into Kendrick Lamar standing in silence backstage. In a world where rap often glorifies fame and excess, one man chose depth, pain, and purpose. This isn't just a story about music. It's a story about message, identity, and revolution. This is the journey of Kendrick Lamar. Born on June 17, 1987, in Compton, California, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth grew up surrounded by poverty, gang violence, and systemic injustice. But in the midst of chaos, he found a voice, not loud, but powerful. Named after singer Eddie Kendricks of The Temptations, Kendrick was raised in a family with roots in Chicago and deep ties to the streets. His father was connected to the gangster disciples, and Kendrick often speaks about how close he was to being pulled into a similar life until music intervened. At just 8 years old, he watched Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre film the California Love video in his neighborhood. That moment changed everything. Finding his voice. Narrator. Kendrick began writing lyrics and recording at the age of 16, releasing his first mixtape under the name m.A.A.d. It didn't take long before industry insiders noticed the raw talent, the sharp lyrical ability, and the emotional intelligence beyond his years. He soon signed with Top Dog Entertainment, TDE, a move that would launch one of the most impactful careers in hip-hop history. Breakthrough. Good Kid, M.A.A.d. City. In 2012, Kendrick released Good Kid, M.A.A.d. City, a conceptual album that painted a vivid cinematic portrait of his adolescence in Compton. The album wasn't just music, it was a movie in audio form. Critics hailed it as a masterpiece, and it debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, selling over 240,000 copies in its first week. It explored topics like peer pressure, gang culture, family, and spiritual conflict, all through the lens of a young black man trying to make sense of his environment. The evolution of Kendrick. Each Kendrick album represented a leap forward, not just musically but philosophically. His 2015 release, To Pimp a Butterfly, was infused with jazz, funk, and spoken word, tackling themes like black identity, mental health, police brutality, and systemic racism. It became an anthem during the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement. In 2017, Damn brought a more personal and introspective Kendrick. The album won him 5 Grammy Awards and, more remarkably, the Pulitzer Prize for Music, making him the first non-classical or jazz artist to receive the honor. PG Lang and Artistic Freedom. In 2020, Kendrick launched PG Lang, a multimedia company that breaks traditional boundaries between music, film, and storytelling. It's a platform for visionary creatives, and a reflection of Kendrick's desire to control his narrative without compromise. He also released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in 2022, a deeply personal and often uncomfortable exploration of fatherhood, therapy, childhood trauma, and healing. Kendrick doesn't just make music, he documents life, no matter how raw or controversial it may be. Net Worth and Legacy, 2025. As of 2025, Kendrick Lamar's estimated net worth exceeds $95 million. He's earned millions through album sales, global tours, brand partnerships, and smart investments. But wealth isn't his legacy. Impact is. He's a voice of a generation, an artist scholars study, and a poet for the modern age. Kendrick has inspired a new wave of lyrical rap, social consciousness, and unapologetic truth in art. Controversies and Complexities. Narrator. Kendrick has never chased controversy, but he doesn't run from it either. His lyrics often challenge political leaders, cultural norms, and even religious institutions. His silence during certain moments has drawn criticism. Yet others argue that Kendrick's power lies in his timing, choosing impact over impulse. Whether it's his Kendrick versus Drake rivalry or his refusal to conform to the fame machine, Kendrick has always moved on his own terms. What's next? Narrator. What's next for Kendrick Lamar? More music? Film? Maybe something we can't even imagine yet? One thing is clear. Kendrick Lamar is no longer just a rapper. He's an icon, a cultural critic, and a mirror reflecting the truth of our world. If Kendrick's journey inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep-dive documentaries and biographies of the world's most influential artists. Comment below. What's your favorite Kendrick Lamar album, and what does it mean to you? Outro music, soulful hip-hop instrumental fades out. Visual, Kendrick quote appears on screen. I don't do it for the gram, I do it for Compton, for real.